Welcome to an episode of Strictly Nerd where we are talking about the new World of Warcraft expansion, World of Warcraft Legion. Is it Legion or Legions?
Legion.
Legion, right?
No S, because it's
Legion.
it's the burning
It's only
Legion.
one Legion.
It's just one Legion.
It's a lot of people in one Legion. It just was announced, 2 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
And I could say that I'm pretty excited about it. I would assume that you guys are excited about it as well.
Yeah,
I am
man.
here.
Yeah. Any WoW players, would probably think that the previous expansions weren't, they kind of had some ups and downs and everything. I think that the last good expansion was Wrath of the Lich King. But everyone after that I've been excited about, just like I'm excited about this one, and it just won't stop happening. So, yeah.
It's because the lore is so good. You're like, finally, this lore, and we're going to see this part of the story. And it's like, at that first moment, you're not worried about gameplay. You're not worried about characters. You just like, the story, give it to me.
It's going to be cool. And when you're into the lore like we are, it's one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, this character's coming, Sir Garrus is more imminent than he was before, and the Legion is finally coming back, and I think that I'm super excited about it because I've been reading all the books and everything, and I'm one of those weird people that reads the quests. especially when they are story quests.
Yeah.
Because they have specific ones that are story quests. I'll definitely read those.
And that's something that we're probably going to see more of in this one, because they were talking about how you map your character, or you customize your character through your spec. So you're going to see these quests that are going to change for every spec that you. So this spec warrior is going to see a different
storyline,
than this spec warrior, and they said that they dropped that a bunch of times. So you're going to see some multiple quest lines.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty awesome. So first, let's talk about the actual storyline and where it's going, kind of where it's been and where it's going before we start talking about the specifics. So in this one, the Burning Legion is coming back. You might remember the Burning Legion from the Burning Crusades. One of the complaints that I've seen, and I'm going to throw this out right now, is that it's a rehash of Burning Crusades.
I was kind of worried, because they hadn't revealed the name yet, and it was boom, World of Warcraft, and it started turning green.
Yeah.
And it was spreading out. I was like,
it says Burning Crusade.
I was like, please don't be something stupid.
We're giving you the exact same expansion.
Don't be something silly.
We
Don't
retextured it.
Don't be like, Burning Crusade.
Part 2.
The dose. Or, something. I was like, please, just something different.
Burning Crusade. The Burning. But
he's back and pissed.
And there's definitely stuff that, it has to do with the Burning Legion, which Burning Crusades had to do with, and all that kind of stuff, and Illidan and that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's stuff that's coming back, but if you follow the lore of World of Warcraft, it's something that's going to have to happen. It's something that, since the very beginning of the game, WoW, World of Warcraft, it was there. Sir Garrus is the main bad guy. He's the guy who is always out there in the space, coming towards us, trying to find us. So it's something that has to happen at some point. So I don't get the hatred towards it, because it's the progression of the story.
And it's not and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not the same idea between. Just got out of my head. The idea that Outlands was redone for Draenor.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's just the Outland maps again. Mm-hmm. This is a completely new area.
Yes.
It's Broken Isles.
South Seas,
Broken Isles. South Seas, yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people have been waiting for that, the South Seas expansion, so it's going to be really interesting to see. I know there's a lot of lore involved. It's where the Tomb of Sargeras is.
Yes.
So we're going to get to go
Which
there.
It's going to be awesome.
A lot of new dungeons. They're going to kind of get you familiar with the Demon Hunter.
Yep.
And the story of Illidan.
Yeah.
So we'll hear more about that and how he took the Eye of Sargeras and all that good stuff. So yeah,
yes,
definitely a lore-driven expansion coming up.
And there wasn't any kind of anything that indicated that Medivh would be back, but I really would hope that he would, because that'd be really cool.
We kind of got trolled by Khadgar.
Yeah.
Sitting there on Caravan just as a crow, right?
I was telling him the same thing.
I was like, all right.
And he landed in front of the king wearing it, and I was just like, yes! And then it was like, Khadgar. I was like, damn it, Khadgar. He's a badass, but come on, man. Don't do that to me.
When he was on stage and he was like, I'm going to show you a connecting point between this expansion and this expansion.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And so I'm watching, and there he is, and he's and then it's he's looking, and it's a crystal, and I'm like, don't do it this to me. Don't do this to me. And he was just like, and I was just like,
I don't think it was. I just imagine Gul'dan looking all serious and stuff, and me all. And you see Illidan's face, like the freaking Han Solo.
yeah. But yeah, I was like, and then that's when I was like, oh, Demon Hunters, and I had called it days before.
Yeah, he did call the Demon Hunters thing, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a leak of what the expansion was going to be, and it said South
Was this the one on
Seas.
Reddit?
I think so. They said they said it was the same person who leaked the Draenor expansion.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like, yeah, okay, this is definitely it.
Mm-hmm.
And it had some stuff that was correct, but it wasn't like because they were saying that it was South Seas. They said that we were going to get ships, which I'm actually kind of sad that we didn't get ships, because it was like these ships were going to take place at the garrison and you were going to be able to sail. I was like, that would actually be pretty awesome, but that's not going to happen. So it's kind of a bummer, but still, there were some things that they were right about, and there were some things that they were mostly wrong about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like where the story is going, and I called the Legion coming back, though. That was one of the things where I was just like, they're going to bring it back.
Yeah.
They haven't really said a whole bunch about, they've said the Tomb of Sargeras, but they haven't really said anything about, like,
They
Sargeras
said, well, they
himself.
said that was going to be like the start.
Yeah.
Like that is like the start of the expansion is the Tomb of Sargeras, and
Yeah.
then from there it's going to be kind of something very. I think it's going to be very Death Knighty. Like you're going to have that whole run.
Yes.
as
Yeah, because they
as
said it was a hero class.
Yeah,
Right.
so you're going to have that whole run where you familiarize yourself with the class, and then it's like,
Yeah.
and then it's just you go.
And I think that's a problem that WoW has had is kind of getting people more involved with the lore.
Mm-hmm.
So casual people who just jump in the game, they're not really interested because they just don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, that's kind of probably why you'll see a dip in subscribers every now and then. But I have faith in this expansion that it will definitely bring people up to speed, up to par on what's going on. Sargeras is a huge part of the world. And hopefully we can see some good quest lines, some good storylines, some good dungeons.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, they already said that there was going to be more stuff involving Titans
Yeah. So
coming back. So
So speculation before we move on to parts of the game as far as the new stuff. Do you think this is the end of WoW?
It is not.
You don't think they're going to move into
No,
World of
in
Warcraft
fact,
2? Or?
they just announced it today, as a matter of fact, that they've already got a lineup of expansions ready to go. So they're already working on it. You and I were talking about this, though, how it's an awesome idea if they were to introduce Sargeras in this expansion, which I doubt they will. They probably will, but
You don't think it'll be like a 7 point whatever?
Yeah,
patch?
you know,
I feel like he's going to maybe have more of a presence than he has in the other games, but I still don't think this is going to be the time where we're going to fight Sargeras,
Right,
which is what it's that's the ultimate goal, because he's the imminent doom of Azeroth.
He's the end all. So, I think that we'll probably see some more storyline on him, obviously, but we won't actually get to fight him just yet, which will be kind of cool. I mean, it will kind of be like a teaser for the future. They're doing something similar to the new Lich King. They're kind of they've kind of teased him in a couple of interviews. He's still over there. He's still the new Lich King Bolvar is still up there.
You have to go get the fragments of Frostmourne. So
Frostmourne,
right
yeah.
on top
So
of that.
it'll be interesting to see what they do, but they did announce today. I forgot which developer it was, but they did announce today officially that there are still some more expansions lined up.
And from what I understand, they've been working on this expansion like very soon after they started working on Draenor.
Right before, actually, it was.
Oh, really?
It was right before they even they basically said, okay, Draenor, let's get started on it soon. Let's get started on the next one right now. So that's the kind of mentality that they're going with right now. The whole year expansions.
It's very iffy on the players' part, because I know that a lot of people are getting mad because they're not putting as much content per expansion now. But there was only 2 patches, I think.
Yeah.
And then they're coming out with a new expansion. Mm-hmm. And the main complaint that I've seen is, patches are free, new expansion is $60.
Right.
So, World of Warcraft is losing their, subscribers. They're losing a lot of subscribers. They just went down, 5.1 million, I think, recently.
44% in the past quarter, I think.
So it's bad, but I mean, people can't expect this game to stay exactly the same as it always has been.
Over 10 years, man.
It's a MMO, which there's no other MMO has had the success of World of Warcraft, so you really don't have anything to compare it to. Like they don't have this video game, is run like this, so we know what to do to make it successful. Like this, they're kind of paving the way there, so they're making all the mistakes that other games, are kind of like, oh well, let's not do that.
Yeah,
but
So I guess we'll segue that into the class. So Demon Hunter, which we're all going to dub the Roguelock.
Rogue Hunter Lock.
Rogue Hunter Lock.
With
Rogue,
no bows.
With no bows.
Yeah.
Rogue Hunter Lock, no bows.
Yeah.
They did showcase some of the combat and some of the abilities, which they were like, oh, this is a fell dash. And it's like, oh, and this is a that. And I was like, okay, I get it. But then he was like, watch me do them all together.
Yes.
And he was just like, 0, 0. And then he like finishes them all with the I-beam. And it's like, it's a through attack.
Yeah.
And all three of them just like, I was like.
And the double jump.
The double
jump. I think it's funny that the double jump is like the double jump class thing.
Why is this a big thing? I don't understand.
It's so funny.
It's just cool to
One
see,
class
man.
has a double jump. It's like, I played WildStar. Everyone can double jump in that game.
So then the idea is, if you look at all of the expansions, as far as the classes, we had the Death Knight, melee, monk, melee, demon hunter, melee.
Yeah. And a lot of people were saying,
where's the
time
caster
for
class?
another caster.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're
he was like, no, another caster. And I was like, But they did hint to the idea that as far as gear goes, they were looking at gear for like mages. It's a sword instead of like a dagger or a staff.
Yeah, I was hearing
So
that.
spell swords. That is like the one reason I like Elder Scrolls the most is because I can play a spell sword. I can have a sword in one hand and throw shit with the other.
Yeah.
You know, and so if you can get that kind of mentality into WoW, then mages are going to become insanely popular.
And the Demon Hunter definitely changes the gameplay of WoW, because you're so used to playing these characters that stand there and you click, and it's like you're either doing it from far away or you're doing it from up close. And when you play a rogue, you're a little bit more moving around, like, oh, I got to make sure I'm behind him and that kind of stuff. But this character actually has the dash ability, which you want to be farther away, go up, and then you do it again. So it's more like I was saying before, that class is perfect for a Naga. That's the kind of class that you want to play with a Naga, so you don't have to sit there and click, and then, you can just sit there and press the buttons. These people know what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, it's perfect for a Naga. You know those half-snake people?
You know,
You're going to be really good at this game.
Just to clarify, it's the mouse, not the snake.
And by mouse, we mean the peripheral that you use for the computer, not a animal.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
No, but I think you're going to see a lot of new mechanics because those are pass-through abilities. Like that dash is a pass-through and it hits 3 people, and then he comes back through. To kind of draw from, because I'm still playing Final Fantasy 14, like you'll see that in their battle mechanics, like Lancers, for instance, they get different bonuses for flanking and back, and their abilities combo off of those positions. So maybe that's kind of something while starting to evolve their combat a little bit. Maybe we'll see some more in-depth combat, which will probably bring back some of those core players that are tired of being, please set your fireball to your hotbar. Like, now it's like, okay, I've got to move, and I've got to be able to move and get the angle and have the combos ready. Because there's some moves in Final Fantasy that's like 3 long.
Yeah. And
then when you get into Ninja, it's ridiculous because they use like a combo of like 3 different things to do one move, and those combos switch to make different moves. It's super confusing, but
and of course
it's also a lot of fun.
We need to say rest in peace to the rogue class.
Yeah, y'all are done.
Because seriously, the Demon Hunter is just a better rogue. Like, they're more agile and everything. The only thing they don't have is like the stealthiness. And I was just, as a rogue, because I mainly play a rogue. And kind of salty about it a little bit. It's like, come on. A lot of people are. I want to be, that's supposed to be us. But yeah, I mean, it's still, I'm probably going to make one, but I don't think that I'm going to go into it because my 3 main classes are Death Knight, Warrior, and Rogue, and I really like the way those characters play. And so I was like, I'm not going to play the new class because it's going to be a caster. And of course they were like, nope, it's going to be melee.
I'm ready to play it. I think I've been wanting one since like back in vanilla when you found the one on the island and he's just in the red and he doesn't say or do anything. He's just there. I'm like, that's what I want.
I want you to be you.
I want to be you.
And the one thing that's kind of weird about it though is that you can only be a blood elf or a night elf.
Yeah,
and there's no other class.
In lore, you can be. It's any race. Any race can become a demon hunter. So
it's very I thought that was really strange because they haven't done that with any other classes. That was so specific to just that one race, on either side. So, no, well, they did with the paladin
Paladin
the
Shaman.
hordes, like the horde the Blood Elves could be a paladin
Because
and on
of
the other ways.
yeah.
But that was a little bit different though, because you can have on one side you can have other paladins.
This
of
is
different
just
races.
like
this is just those two.
It was just the idea of you could do Pandarans and only Pandarans could be monks. It's that kind but
exactly.
You couldn't. Everybody could be monks.
Everybody could be a monk. Yeah.
But yeah,
it's interesting. They're only doing 2 specs as well. This is the first time only 2 specs are going to be.
Well, and it's kind of funny because other classes have recently gotten 4 specs.
Yeah, Druid.
You know, and then I think warriors have. It's not really a spec, but a stance. The
gladiator stance.
Yeah, gladiator stance. So, and it's a whole new thing where it's like you're pretty much a protection warrior that does DPS. Mm-hmm. So they're added to these other classes, but then this one they're just like, oh, there's just 2.
Well, it's good for balance, though.
Yeah,
it really is.
That's true.
So at first when I heard it, I was like, that's not cool, man. And then I came to realize, each time a class is introduced, each expansion that's introduced, it's just a ton of balancing issues for the devs. So,
it's going to be nuts for a while.
Yeah.
Like, PvP is going to be a nightmare for at least the first few months because those guys are going to be going.
They are close the gap melee, so it's like it's going to be interesting to see. So I kind of
and
agree
they have an
with
ability that can see through stealth.
Stealth and through
scary.
walls. Yeah,
that's scary, man. Arenas are going to be nuts.
You move on to like the artifacts. So
I'm so on the fence on those.
Yeah, like it's cool because it's like, okay, I'm gonna have this one weapon and I'm gonna upgrade this weapon, but you lose the luster of being like, what is that?
Yeah,
and you farm something.
Check out this new weapon I got.
Yeah, like you farm it because that's what you want, and and then you transmog it for everything.
And there's not going to be. I doubt that there's going to be transmogging on those weapons. You know. So it's kind of it's cool that they give you different versions of it, but it's like there's 5 different versions of this one weapon, but then everybody's going to have one of those 5 different versions.
Yeah,
and there's no
5 and 4 million
4 colors or something like that.
Yeah, it's like
5 variations, 4 colors. But what's interesting is, and I'm kind of in the same boat as you, but we'll see how it pans out. They're going to make it to where some of those variations are only unlocked via achievements or quests.
Yeah, or the PvP one that they talked about.
Hopefully those achievements and quests are going to be somewhat difficult, so at least it's
a little bit more rare.
Yeah.
You're running around with it. See, that would be cool if they had super rare drop upgrades or something for it. So that you're like, this awesome version of it, you can only get, 0.02 drop off of this boss or something.
Right.
And then you would be that guy that has it really cool. Because ultimately, you kind of want uniqueness, which is why the transmogging went well when they introduced it. Because everybody's like, yes, I love this gear from the first WoW, vanilla WoW, which I don't know why anybody would want it. I see people running around with
people love Judgment. Judgment gear is super pop because everything else from the Paladin got big.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, ooh.
I just want the gold, nothing flashy.
I just want my skirt.
Just the tons of gold.
So people will revert back to Judgment because it was.
But now it's just you're
cool.
getting this weapon. You're getting it from I think they were like right out the gate. You get to 101 or something, and you get that weapon.
You're right. You can go pick up the artifacts.
Yeah, and from then on, you're playing the game with the same weapon. Whereas I liked, when I'm leveling, I finish a quest or something, and they give me a weapon. I'm like, oh, this one's cool, or this one kind of sucks. I can't wait to get another one.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, you're just going to be upgrading the same one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I finished these quests, and it gave me this piece to put in here. I have the same weapon, but it's just a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
From a cosmetic standpoint, it's kind of lame. It can be
Yeah.
But what's cool is that there's going to be a talent tree with it as well.
Yes.
So as you level, you'll be able to go like a certain spec on your weapon, and I think that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Like one of the screenshots I saw was Death Knights are going to be able to raise themselves after they die. That's awesome. An option that they can do.
That is awesome. Because
that's,
there's a class that can do that, isn't there?
No.
Well, Warlocks can Soulstone themselves.
Soulstone, yeah.
Okay. Because the Death Knights have a battle res, but they can only use it on other people.
Right.
Can't use it on themselves.
In patch 3.0, right at the release of Wrath, you were able to do that to yourself. There was a talent that you could go where you could literally raise from the dead, and you could keep attacking. And that was extremely overpowered. I mean, in BGs and arenas, I mean, it was game breaking.
Because you have a hard enough fight as it is with a Dead Knight, and then you're winged, and then he goes down, and he's like, "Hey, I'm back," and then you're like, "Well, I'm dead." Thanks.
They brought a whole new meaning to hero class. Yeah, it was ridiculous. But that's going to be interesting to see how they work that out through the talent system. through the weapon. I'm really excited for that.
So if we move from talents, we go into, I guess you want to talk about classes. They're going into the class orders.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
So you have these hubs, centralized hubs for classes. No longer are they Horde and Alliance. I believe this is the order of paladins, and you're there.
It's a class hub, so it's not a garrison. Thank you.
I want a quest to like right at the beginning.
Cool,
burn your garrison to the ground. Yes,
finally, what I wanted to do this whole time.
What's cool is that it's not a hub either. It's a place where you're going to go to kind of work on your weapon, work on other things that they haven't really announced. But you'll see other people in there.
Yes.
So they're really trying to bring back the social environment to the
instanced.
game. Right.
Because with garrisons, everyone was always in their garrisons.
Right.
And that's where you were. You were tucked away by yourself.
Where else?
But it will be. I thought it would be instanced because.
It's instanced to your class.
To your class.
Yes, it's instanced to your class.
Rogues can't go hang out in there.
It's very much like the Death Knights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly like the Death Knight starting zone.
Yeah, you have that one area that only Death Knights can go to, so it's going to be the same thing, where only your class can be in there, but other people from your class, other players from your class are going to be in there as well. Which is cool because, like you're saying, that it takes away... WoW has become very much, like very easily single player, which some people like, and it's good that they have that option, but I liked back in the day sitting there in the middle of a town and being like, oh, can I join a group? And it was kind of fun, but then it was kind of frustrating.
39M.
Yeah.
Magna, let's go. Because, bless it, getting 40 people together that could do anything besides play with themselves, it was, ooh.
But it's an MMO. And
It was. I kind of enjoyed that aspect of it, but then the looking for group came out, and I was just like, this is actually pretty cool. The raid finder and stuff like that.
Hate it.
So I was like, well, it's easier, but I don't know.
And then they did the cross servers, so people were
that actually is,
and so now you can get people from
that's kind of cool, because I was able to play with some friends or whatever who my mom who were on another realm. And you could actually like party up, and then you'll be on the same realm, and you can quest and stuff together.
What class was your mom?
My mom
plays.
She plays a mage.
She's a mage. Oh
yes.
Man, I wanted her to be a
Frost
tank.
mage.
I wanted her to be a tank because I wanted some boss to come up and hit you. She's like, "Stop hitting my son!"
She's like, when she first started playing, we would like run raids with her and stuff, and she would just like AOE everything. And I'm like, stop! But she's like, oh, but I do. What is the one that mages do with all the ice like falling or whatever? Yeah. And she's just like spamming that. And I was like, you have different abilities.
It's so pretty.
So she's like every other mage.
Elsa.
Spam one ability.
Stop that.
Elsa?
Yeah.
Let it go.
You're not Elsa. Cast something else.
Elsa? Okay. Anyways, so the hubs or whatever what are they called?
The
class hall.
Class hall.
Class order.
The one thing that I've seen people complaining about, and I actually kind of agree with, is the fact that your character is the leader of this class hall. They said that, and that's very lore breaking. Because you can't kind of like, if there's a story about it or something like that, and then the leader blank, because I would much rather have a character be the leader and me be one of the many commanders, lieutenants, or something like that.
Like
you are in the garrison.
Hero. Yeah. You're a hero in that
but
garrison.
You're an unnamed hero.
You don't have to be the leader.
Yes, exactly.
You don't, and that's kind of the feeling that I get with these artifacts is they want you to feel like you're at the front and you're like, yeah, and everybody's like,
which is a very single-player game kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's supposed to be a community of people. You're one of many heroes and adventurers in this world. So putting you in charge as the leader of your, class hall is kind of... I don't like it because, hey, I'm the leader of class hall. Oh, yeah, you too? Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make sense.
We're the same class, right? So you go on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Oh, I'm Wednesdays and Fridays.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like the idea of that.
It's still good. I'm going to be really interested to see how it pans out, though.
What benefits it's going to have, or what it's going to add to the game.
I know they're doing champions now instead of they're kind of evolved followers from garrisons.
Oh yeah.
So that would be interesting to see what they're going to do with that. I know they kind of want to have that more focused in your storyline as you progress through the expansion. So I know they are all found in the halls, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you get them anywhere else but the hall. I think that's where you get
Oh, it's not like the followers that you can get in different zones and stuff like that. They're just going to be in the halls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is cool though is that I found out that the shamans are going to have like this area that overlooks the maelstrom.
Oh,
so
yes. Yeah.
They're going to have their own area. Like warlocks, we're going to have this whole
something
demon,
demonic looking
like Legion portal that we go through.
It's
and
a Legion portal. There's skulls and shit.
NBD, just chilling in the portal.
It makes Ramsey Snow blush because those guys are flying up. It's pretty gross.
But I'm interested to see what these champions are going to be. I really am. Because are they going to be class specific champions? Are they going to be a variety of?
They're going to be in
champions?
the hall. They'd have to.
Yeah.
Oh, and going back to sorry to go back, but the artifacts, they were saying the artifacts are going to be of fallen heroes or heroes that have lost hope or something.
Right.
Which, Doomhammer, what does that mean? Does that mean that...
Well, he
losing hope, though. I don't think that...
He didn't use it as a shaman.
Yeah.
Once he left...
No, he had it. When you start Draenor, he had it. When he's running with you and through Draenor with Khadgar and stuff, he has the Doomhammer still.
But was that current or before?
What
Yeah,
do you mean?
Was it time traveled?
Was it time traveled?
No, that was him. He came through the portal with us.
Okay.
Yeah, he comes through at that scene in front of the dark portal when you're still in Azeroth. Him and I forget the Draenei character's name.
Yeah, right.
But you're sitting there fighting and everything, and he's smacking people with the Doomhammer like. Plot hole. Well, we'll see. I'm just saying,
spoilers.
Like, what's going to happen with Thrall where he's just going to be like, you know what, I don't like this thing anymore. I've had it for a really long time.
It's the time travel gimmick. They'll fix it in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Right when they were just like, time travel, we're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many problems. No, but this is a alternate timeline. Mm-hmm. This is a different, because all the stuff that happened that turned, all of the orcs and they drank the blood of Manaroth and stuff, that had all happened because otherwise Thrall would have disappeared. And so this is like an alternate timeline that's altering another. Yeah, it's
gonna blow my mind.
Let's not start talking about timelines.
So we'll go to
Thanks, Garish.
Brandon's favorite. I think is your favorite is PvP.
Oh God, yes. This is going to be a dream come true for PvP. A revamped honor system. So this is, I think they're calling it version 3. Yeah. So people like me who were playing back in vanilla, we loved the honor system. It was a grind. It gave us a reason to keep playing. I think one of the devs said on the stage at Gamescom that, it was like some people got to log in onto an empty server, do a couple of battlegrounds, and then boom, they're like rank 5 or something like that. So they jumped from like rank 1 to rank 5, which is understandable. So they kind of wanted to make it more challenging for everyone. But the problem is that they kind of really took away from just the need to get out and do battlegrounds and do PvP.
That King of the Hill aspect.
Exactly,
like if you can't maintain this, then you're coming down and someone's going to take the top.
They brought in currencies, which was cool. Like you get honor, you get currency, you buy gear. In Season 3, which was still in Burning Crusade, that they made it to where you had to get a certain rating in arenas to get specific gear. Shoulders, I think it was back in the day. And that was cool. That was kind of a cool concept, and it didn't really work for some because it was like, well, I can't get that high. I'm never going to have good gear. So, it's been a really awkward past few years for PvP, but I think that this honor system that they're doing now is going to be pretty cool. There's players that are just basic and casual. They're just out there doing BGs every night, just having fun, killing stuff. And then you got the hardcore guys that are out there grinding arenas, grinding rated battlegrounds every single night, trying to get rating, trying to get the best gear that they can. So there was never really a medium for people who, maybe wanted to do just a little bit more than casual, PvP, not so much hardcore. So I think that's what Prestige is going to kind of help introduce. You'll be able to reset your honor, turn in your honor, and start a new Prestige. And then with that, you'll get unique portraits, other unique gear, mounts, different kinds of gear and stuff like that. It's going to be really cool.
Do you think they'll ever try to revitalize World PvP?
Oh, man, I wish they would.
I remember the tour, like in vanilla Burning Crusade time, like you could tour. You could go through the starting areas and just hit the keeps. and kill everything inside and come out and take pictures of yourself sitting in the castle waiting for somebody to stop you, and nobody would stop you.
And it was cool because we were talking about this earlier. The old school PvP tab had a dishonorable kills section. And if you killed like a guard that wasn't your level or around your level, you got a DK. It's just like that's there forever.
But that was also in that same vein. You were out there and you were like swinging.
Yeah.
And some level 30's like, I'm gonna stop you. And you're just like,
they're just sitting there unflagged.
Like,
they're sitting there unflagged, waiting, and they're just like, gotta kill.
Nope. And it's like DK for a level 30 who thought he was gonna run up on you and be a brave man. And it's like, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even want to do that. He stepped in my
Or you'd have
consecrate.
people like they wouldn't be flagged. You wouldn't be flagged for PvP on the other side of it. Somebody would run up into a crowd, so you would tab to them on accident, and they would be flagged for PvP. And you're like fighting, and you're, oh man,
that's there forever.
It's like shit.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, people have been dying for World PvP to come back. I've got 2 friends that I've played with since the beginning, and we have just been dying for more World PvP, more. And I don't think it's necessarily World PvP that people want. They just want a reason to be out there. Mm-hmm. They want to be interacting with other people in general. So that's one big thing that I hope they do bring back. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to do like a new Ashran type, Tolbarad, Wintergrass type.
Which they
place.
have been consistently since with the expansions, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There's been one pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be a PvP zone.
Now World PvP is treated as a nuisance because like it'll come up and be like, Stormwind's under attack, Stormwind's under attack, Stormwind's under attack, and they're like, okay, what level 100s are in there just murdering for no reason, and nobody responds.
Yeah.
But when like vanilla Brandon Crusade, that was like a call to arms.
It was
you were
so
like,
fun.
What?
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Let's go.
It's like,
you're in the middle of a raid. I'll be back.
Yeah. It's like, excuse me, Hogger. I've got to go.
Got more important things to do.
And you're right. That was kind of like it's missing that element now because afterwards, what do people do? They're like, all right, let's go back and hit their town now.
Yeah.
So
we bat him out. Let's go to Ogrimmar.
Yeah. Oh man, doing for the Horde and for the Alliance, those are so
fun.
fun.
Those were rough.
Yeah. Yep.
Those were awesome. Now it's kind of like, hey, you want to do it? Yeah, nobody's going to defend it, so let's have 2 people go and do it.
2 100 just walking.
And there's a
like when Death Knights can like solo raid bosses. We've got a problem. We've got a problem. Just saying.
Oh man, that was.
There's no World PvP anymore because it's not a challenge to kill.
Yeah, there's a big controversy with the whole flying mount things too, and that's.
So we still don't know what's going to happen with this one.
Well, they're bringing it back.
They're
bringing it back. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. But you have to do a
ton of quests.
Ridiculous series of things.
Draenor.
Yes, for Draenor.
They'll be doing it.
For this one, I'm sure, because everybody complains about it if they can't fly, and it's just like and it sucks because when you can fly, all of your ground mounts are just like, what's the point? So I kind of like that they didn't have it in Draenor because it's like, oh yeah, I get to use my Ravenlord now because I couldn't use it before because it was just you could fly.
Mm-hmm. Flying, it really ruined the game, in my opinion. It really did.
It takes away a lot of the feeling
of the world
being
really
fast
hard
and
to find
huge.
The Proto Drake. Because you had to because you were like,
oh man, yeah.
And then you'd see him going, and some stupid paladin would be like, yay!
You're describing my friend Steve exactly. Yeah. He's just like, what's that? I think I could take it down. He's like, hey guys, look at this mount that I got. I didn't know. I'm like, dude, this is Timeless Proto Drake, you asshole. He had no idea what it was.
Wow.
It's like, just flying around and
I'm just flying around.
So I was like, my turn.
I think I could take it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I kind of agree with you, but I also really like to fly around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flying mounts are badass.
That's part of the controversy.
I think it shouldn't be a mid-level reward. It should be a max level reward.
Oh, it is.
And right now it is. Right now it is, definitely.
But it's a exploration reward. Like it's achievement award.
But you have to do all of the quests in the zones. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Which is cool.
Because I feel like they reluctantly added it. Because it was one of those things where people were crying about it so much. They're like, you know what? We're going to make you explore our entire game, assholes.
Well, they work hard on that stuff.
Yeah, and it makes sense. And I actually enjoy, because I just got the Draenor Exploration achievement. I actually enjoyed it because there were zones that I had totally skipped over when I was leveling, you know? So I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I like looking around and stuff. And
My favorite area is still Pandaria. Like, people are going to hate me for that.
No, I agree.
But
it's beautiful.
I think Pandaria is still one of the most well-designed islands.
Yes.
Color, even like environment, and then of course the music. Like,
it's
everybody's like,
awesome.
oh, you might as well just watch Kung Fu Panda. Well, go fuck yourself.
Seriously.
Because I will just sit somewhere and
Pandas
listen.
were in the game before Kung Fu Panda.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
that was one.
Yeah,
of
that
the,
was
it was Warcraft 3. Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
I mean,
I love fucking Pandarins. Is my favorite race. So you can hate everyone watching. it.
don't talk about my panda.
Don't talk about my pandas, you bitch. No, but sorry, I got a little bit of demon-y on there. But yeah, no, like I was super excited when they announced the Pandarins, and then everybody's bitching about it. But my main is a rogue panda, named Rogue Tund.
Monk panda.
But yeah, they're awesome. That's a really good race, and so I mean, I was super excited about the Worgans too. But then they run like idiots. They're like, oh, I'm a Worgan.
They run like the derpy Titan from Attack on Titan. It's so bad. But yeah, no, Worgans I was really excited about them too, but then I was like,
Yeah. Anyways, we're going off on a tangent.
So zones. Then we'll go into zones.
Yeah.
So Broken Isles, South Seas.
Oh, okay, we're done with PvP.
Yeah.
So we're just done?
There's so much more to talk about with PvP.
I'm going to fight you guys.
I mean, we were talking about, prestige, 5 levels of prestige, each one getting you a different emblem for your player template.
Yeah. And then
the skins for the artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's going to be a very specific skin that you can get for your
Reserved
artifact for
for,
PvP 5th
Probably
or 6th
most important
prestige.
of all, though, the specific PvP talent system.
Oh, yes.
So
This guy's smart.
Yeah, that's
the PvP talent system is really, really going to be interesting to see. I mean, I saw a couple of abilities that look like it was going to be like double trinkets, which would mean you'll be able to get out CCs twice back to back. That's not official, but it looked like it. There was I saw some text, I think, that said like priests will get an ability to be able to dispel every 2 seconds for like 6 seconds, stuff like that. So this is something that PvP players in general have been waiting for a long time. Give us a reason to keep playing instead of just sitting there looking at the screen every single night. Like, why do I need to keep doing this over and over again? So it's going to be fun. It's going to be really cool.
And it's funny because
Give me back Double Trap. That's what I want. Give me that. I want Double Trap back because in BC, like as a hunter, when I played hunter as BC, like my guild loved it because I was like Double Trap. I'd be like, and it'd be like bink and a bink. I was like really pretty spot on with crowd control, and then they were like, no more Double Trap, and I was like, this character's done.
We were talking about
the
Demon Hunter only having 2 specs. Well, this new PvP specking system kind of makes it so that there's not really any point to have more, because there's a lot of classes that have 3 different DPS specs. And you're like, well, one of those specs is going to be the best one.
Yeah.
Other people don't play those.
Well,
but one
PvE, PvP,
and PvP. But then if you're like
hybrid.
a rogue, it's PvP, PvE, PvP, PvE. Like it's just it depends on how you want to play. But statistically, one of those is going to be better than the other one.
Of course.
Because you're going to do higher DPS, it's going to have better abilities and stuff like that. This one is just making it so that you have specifically PvP abilities. So those other, you only need 2, because you only need 1 DPS because there's 1 DPS is always going to be better than the other one. So instead of switching back and forth, just make it 1.
Yeah. Tank, DPS, healer, disciple, shadow warrior, shadow.
Or if you
priest,
have like a
DPS.
monk who can do all 3.
Or a monk, you're gonna have to. I think that simplifies a little bit, which can hurt in some cases.
It does,
but I think also it may, and a lot of people are gonna hate it, but it's gonna bring people in because it's like, okay, it's been simplified.
Yeah,
I can. It's more obtainable to me now that I can see it.
But the thing is, you always have people complaining because it's too simple, and then they start adding stuff, and you have people complaining that it's too complicated. Mm-hmm. So you're never going to make anybody happy. So I like that they're just like, let's make the game fun.
I think what they did here with this PvP talent system is they took feedback from PvE and PvP players. So me and I know like my buddy Gavin and my buddy Logan, we always complain about how the new talent system just kind of feels so plain and dull. It's like, all right, we're gonna have what 8, 9 different talents right now, and then that's it. Mm-hmm. You know, in you know, Wrath and in Burning Crusade, we had these awesome options that we could go, and it was like we jumped into a battleground and no one knew what we were going to be. They couldn't tell. Mm-hmm. Now it's just like, oh well, he's an Affliction Warlock. That's it. Yeah. He's an Affliction Lock. That's it. Before I could be like an Affliction Lock with a little bit of Demon, with a little bit of Destruction, you know, stuff like that. So I think what they're doing here is they're hearing people say, especially PvPers, that we just don't feel that uniqueness, that diversity in the talent system anymore. So they're introducing this for us to kind of help, you know, make you have unique things in addition to your spec. Mm-hmm. So this is something that we have been waiting for a long time.
I remember when the spec trees first changed, and it went from the full tree to like, and then it was just like you had 3 choices per 5 levels, and I was just like,
they literally went the way of Diablo.
Too cookie cutter, and half the challenge is spending the gold to respec because you're trying something.
Yeah. And the problem in that talent specs and everything in WoW is that no matter what you do, there's always going to be a specific set of talents that are the best ones that you can do to highest DPS, the best heals, best tanking. So it's you know, people can experiment and say, oh, I like this better than this, but ultimately, if you're going into a raid or something like that, people are like, this guy's doing crap DPS because he's not spec'd correctly, right? You know, because you have Omen down there and you're not at the top. So
and that was the disconnect. You know, there was PvE players that had to go a specific spec and that's it. Mm-hmm. PvP players, they wanted to experiment. They wanted to do different types of talent trees with different combinations.
You want to be able to get in there with 2 different warlocks and be like, okay, well, I'm going to hit this, and because I'm spec'd this way, before that even runs out, I'm ready to do 2 other things because of the way the skills are built.
It's a very fluid and living thing because you're playing with other characters who have different specs themselves. Mm. So you can have a spec that's really good against someone who has this spec, but not this one, you know? So it's just like, well, you know, it just throws everybody off, and I think it's going to be
And by the way, if you haven't been taking a shot for every time we say the word spec, you've lost the game.
It's a good game. I'll put it at the beginning.
You lost it. You just lost the game. But no, so yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what the PvP skill tree is going to look like. Because you know it's going to be lockdowns, it's going to be, you know, that kind of stuff.
Lockdowns, getting off lockdowns,
getting out of lockdowns,
getting out of lockdowns, people getting out of lockdowns, getting back into lockdowns. Bubbles. Oh man.
Yeah, I think they're going the right direction here. I think
this is the expansion for PvP.
Which I've never been a PvPer. I've always been really noisy.
I was the middle.
Never been, dude.
I'm gonna start inviting you guys.
No, because Jin is huge into PvP. When we met. Yeah, and I couldn't stand PvP because I would die so much, and I get really pissed off. So I'm just like, I can't do anything. They do this to me, and I can't do anything, and that's it. But then I started playing. Then I started playing a rogue with a pocket healer, and I'm like, I can run away so good.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Play a rogue or a hunter.
I'm so good at running away.
Run away forever.
Freaking stun lock. Oh
god, yeah.
So infuriating. So,
all right, let's go to the new zone.
So new zones, Broken Isle, South Seas.
Yes.
Since Castro wanted to revisit PvP one more time, are we good with PvP now?
Yeah,
actually, no.
You're out. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, new zones. They're going to. First thing we noticed was Dalaran has been moved.
Yep.
So there's your hub.
Yep. So they got a whole bunch of people to get their protodrakes on one side, start flying in that direction to move it.
Push it south. But it's all the way.
Wait, come back.
We have to cross the Maelstrom to get to the South Seas. I don't care. Push it.
Look, I love Dalaran.
I do too.
I love Dalaran. So I love the story behind it. I love everything about Dalaran, and I think a lot of people are going to be happy about this because it's going to bring back that feel from Wrath.
From Wrath. It was my best memories in Dalaran.
And it was cool kind of being in there and seeing like other Horde and stuff like that. And just, you know,
and you're just like,
we all had our own sides, and it was like, I was just killing you with Wintergrass.
Running into the Horde side, before, like, see how far you can get before you get ported out.
slash spit.
I got him.
Did you guys see that? I totally got him.
But no, I think I liked Dalaran as well, and I think if they if they design it to be essential enough, it could turn into like an Ironforge or a Stormwind or an Orgrimmar where like your LFGs are there, your people are like interacting, and you just got to have that. And I think the class halls are going to be tied into Dalaran in some shape, way, or form because if you're going to travel to the Broken Isles, you're not going to leave the Broken Isles. So you're going to have to get there somehow,
Yeah. There's less reason to go to these, like, all the old places, I kind of like that they tie that stuff in the new expansions. Like, oh, well, there's this in the old world, so you have a reason to go back. But, right, this one looks more like Northrend, where it's like, when Wrath of the Lich King came out, everybody was in Northrend. You go to Stormwind, and it was just like...
Hey, when did they get tumbleweeds here? Hello?
Yeah. And it kind of sucked that when Cataclysm came out, Stormwind and Orgrimmar and stuff were the hub cities
They were the
again.
hubs, yeah.
Well, because they totally just wrecked them.
Exactly, and it was kind of like, oh, I've seen this before. I've been here. But Dalaran was so awesome that I'm just like, yay! 'Cause, dude, I find myself going to Northern and hanging out in Dalaran sometimes, just running around stuff. Because
got my wrist set there.
Yeah, it's that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a good idea actually. I have to go to.
You got your Garrison Hearth, and you got your
Northern
Hearth,
is
so.
like, oh man, that was my favorite. All right, let's not start going into nostalgia.
They've talked, of course, there's going to be very night elf heavy like influence because
which this last expansion was very orc heavy. Yeah. So it's not surprising that it's going to go back with the very night elfy.
We actually get to
the Blood Elves too.
We get to visit the city where Tyrande, Malfurion, and Illidan grew up, so that will be cool. There's a ton of story in that city.
Emerald Nightmare.
Oh yes,
that's gonna be yes.
Remember what I said on your Facebook post, man?
Yeah,
it's like, man, they're just like taking this
putting
expansion
everything.
And they're just like.
Because beforehand we were speculating about what could be in there, and we're like, yeah, the Emerald Nightmare, Emerald Dream as the entire expansion, and they're just like, yes, throw that in there too.
Let's just give them raid.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice. But yeah, and people have been asking about the Emerald Dream forever, and so it's super cool that we get to go into it.
And you'll see pre Deathwing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, I forgot his name. Starts with an N, but yeah.
Pre-Deathwing.
Yeah, we'll get to see that.
I can't remember.
He's in there. What's interesting though
is
one of the devs was saying that this is going to kind of have like a surprise at the end of this raid.
Yes.
So at the end of
that no one is going to expect
the Emerald Dream. Yeah, we're going to get to see what happens afterwards. Who's
going to
die? Who's going to?
Someone's going to
be born? No.
Yeah, someone's going to eat it.
Yeah, but man, that's just really awesome how much content they're throwing into it. I'm really excited.
Yeah. Now, if you haven't been taking a shot for every time he said excited, you lose the game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really don't know a whole lot about this zone, so I'm kind of at a loss.
No, it's good though because it's new. Like it's not Cataclysm where it's all the the same zones that have been redone. It's not Draenor, which is just Draenor's pre-Outlands.
Yeah.
The Outlands before it was all corrupted. Mm-hmm. So it's cool that it's something that we haven't seen before.
Broken Isles is actually raised from Gul'dan, so this is all new stuff that we're experiencing. We knew that it was there.
Like landmass that didn't exist.
Yeah, we knew it was there. It was just this is all the first time that we're visiting, so it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Excited. Excited.
Okay.
How many of you are dead?
What else do we have?
They've already said they were going to give. You're going to get a character boost again with this expansion. So you can take one character to 100.
We forgot to mention that the artifact weapons change the druids' things.
Oh yeah, so the druid's like, I'm this druid, but my cat looks the same as that cat. Not anymore.
So
your artifacts will change the way your cats look.
Well, they change the way your cat forms look, which is
and they think they even said the other forms too.
The other forms, yeah. They just showed the cat forms.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome because that was one of the things that I had always complained about that. You're like, it doesn't matter what your character looks like when you're a druid, you turn into a bear, you turn into a cat, and that's what you look like. And it was cool when they redid them so that they were specific to your race. You know, so that like the trolls, they had the different, like, tusks and stuff like that. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
But then it still was just like, yeah, well, we all look the same.
Well,
but now
that's a
they're
troll
actually going to
druid,
give you
and that's a
armor and
night
stuff,
elf druid.
which they could have done the armor thing with just to reflect your regular armor before. But you know, that every set of armor that came out, they would have to model it to an entirely different model. But but yeah, it's going to be cool that they're going to have that those are going to affect their cat forms and their
bear forms and
Bear
owl
forms.
bear forms.
owlbear.
Boomkins. Boomkins.
Yeah, boomkins, not owlbears.
Boomkins.
That's Dungeons
Nerf
and Dragons.
Boomkins.
Boomkins.
Yeah, and then future, because he said that they're already planning other expansions. What other expansions could there be?
Oh man.
Well,
How much of the world has been? Because we keep finding continents, you know, and they're revealing continents, and they're like, oh, is this just this side of the whole world? What's on the other side?
Yeah, what's on the backside?
You know, it's pretty interesting.
Unless that is the whole one.
Yeah, see, it could be. Yeah. That's how it connects.
There's tons of possibilities. There really is. I mean, they can, and as long as they're getting a subscription, they're going to keep going.
Because the thing about World of Warcraft is it's not just like a lot of fantasies where it's like, you know, in Lord of the Rings, like all about Middle Earth and, you know, this one planet. They have other planets, you know. The Burning Legion is in space.
Yeah.
There's space demons.
There's a lot more out there.
Somebody
There's a
call
whole lot more out
Star
there.
Lord.
Yeah, so there's other planets. There's a whole bunch
We
of
have
other
the home
planets.
of the Dreadlords.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of stuff that we can get on a ship, go out there, see what else is out there.
I'm not kidding.
We get on a
rock like-
spaceship, and then the game turns into StarCraft.
And then we find out it's a goblin, and it breaks down halfway.
Yeah, you get halfway up, and you're like, "Who made this?" Oh, I'm dead.
But yeah, and then on the other side of the world, there's apparently more stuff back there. They showed in one of the dungeons in Wrath that there was that turning globe.
Yes,
and it was
yeah.
very. Everyone was like, "What is going on with
What's
this globe?
up with
Here's
that?"
the continents, and then on the other side, there's nothing there." So there's a lot of stuff that we can just go around the other side of the world and say, "Hey, what's all this stuff?"
It's gonna be cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Good job, Lance. Lance just took a shot off.
Lance wins the
topic
game.
of,
Lance wins the game.
You lost the game.
There's the topic of WoW 2 as well.
Yes.
And,
Oh, yeah.
And
If
that's
it's ever going to happen.
That's something that it's a really interesting idea. And when we were talking about this, I was mentioning it'd be cool to see like Sargeras just like, you don't defeat him. You can't. He cannot die.
Yeah.
So he kills kind of like the raid or whatever, and then he goes out and kind of wipes the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that kind of ends WoW 1, and then that gives them a reason to start WoW 2. Maybe there's a couple of survivors that were left on the planet or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting things that they could do with that.
Because
but-
as much of you know, they're updating certain things. Like this is an engine that has been the same engine since
Half my life.
10 years ago. It's been forever, and they're updating it by adding higher polygon count, adding higher resolution textures, and that sort of thing. But you can only update it so
not
much.
enough, yeah.
You have to,
not
and
enough.
I love the stylization, but with the stylization of World of Warcraft in modern, like this generation graphics, I would just pee myself. It would be amazing. I would love to run around in that, and they haven't given it to us because they keep on going on the same one.
Like they could in all effect. I mean, to look at some other MMOs, ESO looks awesome. Like visually, it's awesome. Everything about it, the graphics, everything are really, really good. Game wasn't that good, but it was still like beautiful. It was fun to watch, and it was fun to play. As far as to be able to roam these areas, and if you want to look at a middle ground between WoW and ESO, I would say it's Final Fantasy 14. It's still very cartoon. It's cartoony.
Well,
they're characters, but they look great and they look the part. So they could take WoW 2 and go into that realm.
Yeah.
They don't have to go hyper realistic.
Well, if you want to see what World of Warcraft would probably look like with the graphics of nowadays, WildStar. Because WildStar looks very much like World of Warcraft, as the characters are very cartoony and stuff like that. But the graphics are a lot more updated, and it looks amazing. I love that game because of that.
Have you guys seen that YouTube video of the guy that
Unreal?
did the
Yes.
Unreal Engine?
Yeah. And like it definitely needed works and textures and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but the lighting was
it was amazing.
It's awesome, and I would love to be able to play that game.
Yeah.
But they keep going with this, And it's like, you also have the idea of, well, they're going to make a new game. They're going to have to remake characters. They're going to have to change the content and stuff like that. So people who have played WoW for 10 years, are they going to be able to continue to play that character into WoW 2?
Yeah.
How are they going to carry that over?
And it's possible that they're trying to figure that out.
It could be.
There's ways that they could do that. I mean, they can, give you like the specific gear that you have now in like a little bank or something, artifact,
Yeah.
You could keep like achievements and stuff like that,
Dusty. There's got to be a reward for playing as long and carrying over from 1 to 2, or people are going to be.
I think they're trying to figure it out right now. Tom Shelton said that he was very interested in WoW too. So, hopefully we'll see one.
Yeah, please before I die.
I'm excited.
Very excited. Yeah. I'm excited. Excitement spec.
Yes, we're all the excitement spec right now.
I'm excited spec. Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, guys, let us know, did we miss anything from the press conference that maybe we didn't touch on as far as things you're excited about with Legion? Or maybe we're totally off base on something and you cannot tell us because I don't care. No, I'm just kidding. Please tell us, what you guys are talking about as far as the expansion goes, and let us know, all that fun stuff. The big 3, of course, I always like to say is like, share, and subscribe.
It should be 4, and he won't change it. Comment is another one.
4. Okay. Well, it's the big 4.
The big 4.
The big 4. I'm sorry.
Like, share, subscribe, and comment, because we want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, that's what breeds more comments breed more content, because then we can react with you guys and do that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I know we didn't do it in the beginning. We didn't introduce ourselves in the beginning.
Oh, crap.
But that's okay, because we're going to do it at the end.
Wow, introductions?
Right now. Yeah, so we're going to do it right now.
I am Nyquil.
I'm, of course, Bryan. That's Eric. And this is
Who's this?
This is Brando Castro.
Brando Castro.
Brando Castro.
Cash flow.
Cash flow. Cash grow. Whatever, do this stuff. No, we brought him in as a special guest because he is our extremely heavy WoW friend. Not in weight, but in knowledge.
I'm the extremely heavy WoW friend.
No, not in weight, but in knowledge.
And
our heavy player. He's a heavy player.
He knows a lot about the lore, so we needed him so that when we talked about the lore, we
don't look like
we could have him nod or be like, "No, that's not right."
You'll notice me like leaning back, going.
The part where Sargeras fought the Lich King.
That's not how you say it.
They killed it. Hey, I say Sargeras. Sargeras.
That's how you say it.
I'll say Sargeras.
That actually is how you say it.
Is it Sargeras?
It used to be Sargeras. They pronounced it Sargeras in Warcraft 3, and then every time it was referenced in WoW, it's been Sarg. So, yeah.
This guy.
Sorry.
Here, wear my glasses so you can push them up for a second.
Yeah, you need to push them up. Hey, excuse me, actually.
This is how it's done.
Actually, it was Gul'dan that did this.
Gul'dan.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.
Why does this cat like me?